So, what is the crack, everyone? I have an idea. So I've seen some other YouTubers do this. Will Smith does it very well. But it's called StoryTime, and he just takes like 3 or 4 minutes to tell a story from his past experiences. Now, one of the best things about being Irish is that we all have good stories. One of my absolute favorite times is when family get together and they just trade stories, tell old stories from when long ago or from past experiences, and it is one of the best parts of being Irish. I mean, this art of storytelling. So I have a story. I have so many stories. So the first one I'm going to lead with is the day I saved my father's life. So we're probably going back, I was maybe 13, so we're talking probably 7-8 years ago. So we were all on holidays in Italy. Me, mum, dad and my sister. So naturally, as you're on holidays, you go to the beach. It is just hand in hand, beautiful weather in Italy. We go to the beach, this Lake Meggio, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, just some background information. I am a qualified lifeguard. I've always been into swimming, and I've always been a good swimmer even from a very young age. That's a very important part of the story. No, Medjugorje, that's what it's called. So anyway, we're at Lake Medjugorje. We're swimming, we're having fun all day. The sun is out, we are, probably dehydrated, we're tired. We go for some food. In the evening time, we come back to the beach, and there is this class pontoon, maybe half a kilometer out, 500 meters, maybe a little bit less. So it's a fairly decent swim, but I was a pretty good swimmer. My father was a pretty good swimmer, and for some reason we said we'd go out. Now, disclaimer, you shouldn't go swimming after you've eaten. You shouldn't go for swimming out of your depth after a full day in the sun when you could potentially be sunstroke. Unless you are a good swimmer and you're confident and you're not going to be out there for an extended period of time. Anyway, it wasn't the first time we swam to this pontoon. We had been out there over and back all day long. You go out, you stand up, you do a flip off, you dive off it. It's good fun. But this certain event, we decided to swim out after dinner. So me and dad, we set out swimming. So again, I am a 12, 13-year-old boy. I wouldn't say I want to show off, but I power ahead. I am profusely swimming out there. I remember in my head, and I remember this distinctly, I was imagining myself in the Olympics as Michael Phelps, and I was powering on swimming, and I realized that dad wasn't beside me, and I went for maybe 25 meters, and I stopped and pulled up, and I looked back and I couldn't really see him. And now the water had gotten pretty choppy at this stage. A wind had come in, the sun had gone down, and even though it was a lake, there was a lot of choppy waves coming in. So my father is a pretty good swimmer, but as he was swimming out, he got hit by a wave, got water stuck in his throat and started coughing. So as you're coughing, as you're paddling, another wave hit him, caught him again, and then he was in trouble. There's no sugarcoating this, he was in serious trouble in the water. I'm, again, a 13-year-old boy. I turn around, I look at my father, who is struggling and panicking, and it's hard to even describe the fear and the fright that you get. So I literally see my father drowning 25 meters away. So I instinctively power back to him, and I'm shouting at him, and he can't answer me. He's just paddling and paddling, and I'm beginning to panic as well. So I'm kind of screaming what's wrong? And he goes under. And then straight away I follow him down. I catch him by the arm. I remember grabbing his one arm and pushing him up out of the surface. So I have him anyway, and I remember I'm just talking to himself. I'm just telling him it's okay, stay calm, just keep kicking your legs, keep kicking your legs. And I'm holding his arm, frantically kicking, and the two of us are just slowly coming across to the pontoon. Now I wouldn't mind, but my mother and my sister are on the beach, relaxing, have no idea what's going on. The lifeguards over there have no idea what's going on. We're in the water, it is like a war zone. So we're paddling, I'm still talking to his ear, telling him it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be okay, keep kicking your legs, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. I mean, for a 13-year-old boy, I handled it very, very well. I've always been good in the situations, I'm good under pressure, and I was strong enough to support my weight and his weight in the water. I was a big lad, thanks be to God. Anyway, we're getting close to the pontoon. We're maybe 5 meters away. So I'm kind of building this up now. I'm saying like, we're there now. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna hoist you up. You're gonna catch onto it. And like, I know as soon as he catches on, we're golden. We're good. So we're getting there. We're paddling. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. And we're like a foot away. And there's a lot of waves. We're like being thrown all around the place. So I say to him, like, on 3 now, we're gonna reach and we're gonna grab, we're gonna hold on to it. And like, he is responsive, but he is trying to catch his breath, he's panicking, as am I. So we're there as 1, 2, 3, hoist, and I mean, like, this is like, it is like slow motion at this stage. So we're just like lifting him up, and I'm watching his hand. It is literally, I can remember like slow motion, misses the pontoon, falls back under the water. So I then back down under, pull him back up. We're saying, we're going again, you're going to get it on 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, now at this stage, there was no going back. I was lobbing him onto the thing. He catches on, and I catch on as well. So at least now we have buoyancy. We're holding onto the pontoon. We're kind of like just shimmying around. We get to the ladder, he climbs up, and he just pans out on the pontoon. And this was probably the worst part, because he was literally unresponsive. He was just for honest to God, like 3 minutes, and this was probably the most that I panicked, because I couldn't get a response out of him. You know, I was literally screaming like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Please answer me!" And he was just like really, he obviously couldn't catch his breath. He had water in his lungs. So I finally got a response. He was okay. He was on his side in a recovery position. You are supposed to. If I can, let me. If I'm up like this, if I'm on my back, yeah, both legs are down, you lift one leg, you lift the arm, you take that, you roll it over, so I'm on my side. He's in recovery position, he's safe. I need to go back to shore to get lifeguards, so I make sure he's good. I jump back into the water, I power back, Michael Phelps style to the shore, call the lifeguards, call my mother. They like canoe out in a tiny canoe and bring him back in. So I certainly will never forget that feeling of turning around and seeing him paddling and struggling. It's a horrible sight to see. And thankfully I was able to respond, to act, to not to panic, and to kind of see it out. But yeah, it is one hell of a story. Also, funny story, 2 years later I kind of potentially saved his life again, but that's for another day. So hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully it brought a bit of entertainment, brought a bit of knowledge. So give it a thumbs up, give me some feedback, drop a comment below, subscribe, and remember, be safe in water. Water is no joke. You can literally drown in this much water. So really, pay attention when you're out swimming in the beach. Don't go out of your depth. Only swim if there's a lifeguard on duty, and just be careful. Now, look after your friends and family. So that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.